So our first caller is going to be Anna from Florida, who has a question about her husband possibly being in limerence. Anna, can you hear us okay?
Yes,
How may we help you
yes,
today,
I can
Anna?
hear you. Yes, just a quick backstory. My husband began an affair late July, and just listening to podcasts and getting the information and about limerence, and it just seems like that totally fits him because he's just totally enraptured with this person, and this person can do no wrong. But what's different, maybe in my situation, is I've never experienced the vilification.
Mm-hmm.
He's never said mean things to me.
Mm-hmm.
He still says, I love you so very much. I just don't understand why this person has this hold on me.
Mm-hmm.
Please wait. Let me figure this out. So it makes me wonder, is he truly limerent? Is it just,
Okay, what happened, Kimberly?
like I said, he just does not vilify me at all, or
Well, that's a
says
good
he
thing.
loves me very deeply.
That's a good thing, Anna. Understand that limerence,
Mhm.
when we in the social sciences measure different kinds of love. For example, Sternberg, when he talks about love between like a husband and a wife, he can measure 8 different kinds of love. And so when we talk about limerence, in what we say is this is a kind of emotion because it comes under the category of love, we'll call it love. But this is emotion that we can actually identify by certain criteria. Now, just as in medical science, in the social sciences, it's not always consistent. What I mean by that is this: there's some differences with different people. So if you had a particular disease, for example, you might have 8 of the 10 most common characteristics or 7 of the 10 most common characteristics and may not have the other 2 or 3. The same thing will be true when it comes to limerence. What we look for in the real identifying, uh, I'm hearing some noises kind of throw me here. Is that our system? Okay, we don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I get distracted easily. I'm 142 years old and anything distracts me. So I apologize. The primary thing we look for in limerence is an uncontrollable emotion. In other words, when he says, I don't know why I feel, but I have this strong compulsion toward the other person, that's the key identifier because it becomes obsessive. So one of the characteristics of limerence is the fact of obsessive desire for reciprocation from the other person. I want him or her to feel as intensely about me as I feel toward that person. Also, sometimes, and almost always this one involves, would be obsessive thinking. In other words, he tends to think about her a lot. So the things like vilification and those kinds of things, typically if they happen in what I call phase 2, but they don't always happen then. The fact that he's not vilifying you is actually a good sign. That's a good thing. Because typically that part happens when a person uh, starts rationalizing ending this marriage to go be with the LO, the limbered object. And since he's telling you that he still loves you, he just can't understand this overpowering emotion he has toward this other person, means that in all likelihood, there's nothing going on inside of his head that's trying to justify leaving you, which is typically when the rewriting history occurs, typically when the vilification occurs. So what you're describing sounds to me as if it is limerence, but it sounds like you've got the best version of it in the sense that he still loves you and he's not doing all these terrible things. So it's not good. Okay. I know that you don't want him to feel those things, but from the way we
Well,
look
he
at it,
has went to her. He is living with her now, like for the last month, but
okay.
still calling me daily, telling me he loves me, things like that.
So he's obviously torn tremendously. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do
Mm-hmm.
when he calls you and tells you that he loves you?
I just try to say, I try to use smart contacts, and I try not to contact him, and just try to say, I understand that you're having a hard time. I still love you too. I understand this is difficult. I try to just be understanding.
Has there been any kind of a contacting of attorneys by him, you or anybody?
No, he has never, I think he's told his affair partner that he has asked for a divorce, but he's never asked me for a divorce.
Okay. And when it comes to the finances, is he still giving you all the money that you need?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So in a sense, you're what we would call in the valley, or at least he is what we would call in the valley. And the valley is when he has a relationship with both the spouse and the affair partner and has no real motivation to change that right now. because things are getting along with you at least to some degree, and they're getting along with her at least to some degree, and that's what we call the valley.
Mhm.
We typically recommend. Are you familiar with our information on the valley at all?
Yes, I've been reading it
Okay. Well,
and
it's
listening to the podcast. Yes.
all right. Then I don't need to go through all of that for you here again. For those others who are listening, you can find those podcasts where we talk about the valley and what do you do in the valley. So to answer your question, and I'm sorry I went the long way around for it. Yes, it sounds as if he's in limerence. I surely hope that somehow he comes to the realization that he really needs to work things out with you. And it sounds as if he's still torn. That's a good thing. But at some point, he's going to probably go one direction or the other. So be prepared
Right.
when that happens. Are you by any chance a part of our online course?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Then we're about to start about mid-month of January. We're going to start adding one new video a week to that. And so I recommend that you stay in those videos, follow what it says there, pay attention. And if you get to a situation where you can't really decide what to do one way or the other, then you might want to call us and talk to one of our coaches so a coach can help you think some things through. But it sounds to me like you're an awfully strong human being, Anna. Are you as strong as you appear to be?
Just taking it day by day.
Day by day. Well, it sounds to me like you're doing amazingly well at it. And I surely hope and pray that this works out well. I really do. Anything else we
Thank
can
you.
help you with today?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Okay, Anna, thank you.
Thanks so much, Anna.